as long as I am myself. It will never go away as long as I live.
It won't? Then what can I do but give up? What am I supposed to do?
We'll be alright, as long as we have friends.
Labrys opens her eyes
It was
wide.
when you were alone that you suffered most. I'm sure of it. If you do not give up on reaching out to others, you will surely find someone who understands. Or maybe...
As I say this, I can hear a voice from outside. They all call our names. The voice grows closer and closer, and eventually one of the doors flies open.
Hey! There you are! Thank goodness!
Are you two okay?
You seem to have the matter in hand.
County and Riza arrive shortly after. Now the shadows has been defeated, and this wall trapping them are disappeared. There are some faces new to me as well. To recall from video, there are Yu Narukami and Yukiko Amagi. There are also costume that looks like General Teddy. This must be a real Teddy Chie mentioned. The resemblance is strong, but there's one charming and hard to hate him. Yeah, I find it pretty easy to hate him. Everyone's considered words of Labrys. For Labrys, my heart filled with worms. They could have ignored us outsiders and escaped, but they didn't. They were truly worried about us and come running. All of them. I'll address Labrys, who looking back at the force between me and them with perplexed looks.
It might be more accurate to say that those who understand you are already here. Of course, I want to understand you as well. Please talk to me whenever you want. Tell me about your memories, even if you have to take them one at a time.
Labrys sinks deep in thoughts, then look at me again. I nod slightly. Silently, she slowly started walking and stopped in front of the shadow, who stands quietly as a real one at the other end of the room.
You were right. I was always alone, so I had no one to talk to, no matter how much it hurt. And I went and blamed that on them.
This might be the last time, so I'm gonna watch the Persona Awakening for Labrys.
I'm sorry I ignored you this time. I was the one who left you all alone. No. You are me, after all. This is my persona.
This reminds me of us from last year.
Yeah, it's the same thing. She's really no different from us.
Yusuke and the others smile. To acknowledge one's weakness in front of others, they must have earned their personas through the same ordeal. I can see now why their bond is so strong. The tension in the air evaporates, just as Labrys' expression softens. A familiar voice comes from behind.
Labrys?
Everyone turns to look at the newcomer.
Mitsuru-san, Akihiko-san, you're alright.
Of course we are.
I turn towards them. Neither of them appear to be injured. I notice they're surprised to see Yusuke and the others. They must already be aware of the situation. On the other hand, everyone else is surprised.
Who are these people and what the hell are they wearing?
Oh man, a dude storming across the battlefield in just a cape? I'm all about that.
I'd say you've got good taste.
Seriously?
Labrys grabs weakly on my arm. Dude, it's so hard to read this text if the background is also like a light color.
Don't worry.
I smell a nod. She still bites her lip in anxiety, but she is no longer afraid of everything. Labrys simply nods in response to Mitsuru-san's question as she walks up. There's a moment of silence. Mitsuru-san, a sigh of relief, breaks
I'm glad
it.
you're safe.
Labrys smiles back awkwardly. Looks on her face, helps display the tension he scans his friends. Mitsuru-san notices as well. I step forward alongside Mitsuru-san, introduce ourselves as Shadow Operatives. Why is the word Shadow separated like that? It seems they have never met Persona users who didn't awaken in the TV world. We spend time discuss our respective circumstances. Teddy leads us back to the roof. They said this was the place they used to enter and exit this world. Labrys, who still don't quite understand that she is in the TV, cocks her head in bewilderment. Yusuke-san and his friends gather around her and explain everything. She's shocked at first, but she grows accustomed to the idea. She begins laughing. Relieved, I leave Labrys to them. I approach Mitsuru-san and Akihiko-san. I relay to them all the information gathered on this case so far. I tell them that the tournament host was Labrys' shadow, which had emerged from her. The Labrys may not have been stolen, but she may have escaped on her own. She has the ability to manipulate people's senses. That could explain the sign of mental interference found in hijackers. We were able to discover Inaba through our research. Perhaps she used the same method. It could have taken time, but she was sealed away for over 10 years. Although she was caged, it's not clear whether she was conscious or not during that period. She had more than enough time. Mitsuru Akihiko-san showed no surprise, but they do let her a long sigh. In contrast to Mitsuru, who is lost in thought, Akihiko-san goes to get answers straight from the source. Labrys startles when he taps her shoulder.
So when did you actually awaken?
Akihiko-san's question is blunt, but Labrys handles it calmly, knowing that it's a natural thing to ask.
No, I can't remember.
She's being honest. She had used her ability on herself, but even she knows that it really was. Akihiko seems a spectacle. Having no memories of it also means that she is unable to deny it.
Mitsuru-san, can you be lenient with her?
Mitsuru folds her arm and thinks. I know she's in a difficult position. Though Labrys may have a heart, that doesn't make her human. She's a weapon with dangerous capabilities. Mitsuru cannot decide based on her personality alone that measure to take. Especially now we have affiliated with the police. We have to set an example.
Yeah, would you, please?
Yosuke-kun,
I know I'm asking without knowing the whole story here, but please don't lock her up again.
Even his friends seem surprised by his outburst, but soon enough they all give Mitsuru the same pleading look. Mitsuru-san winces before giving a weary smile.
Well, I hadn't intended to seal her away again to begin with.
Mitsuru-san.
Seriously? Did you hear that?
It should be a walk in the park compared to the challenge of sending Aigis to school.
She has no intention of locking her away. The smile on Mitsuru's face confirms that
Thank
match.
you so much.
How about if we go outside? This isn't really the place to stand around and chat.
Yeah. Well, it's a hell of a way to start off a holiday, but at least it's over. And why'd that shadow have to pick our school and us of all people?
Mitsuru-san and Akihiko-san freeze.
That is odd, now that you mention it. I was told this place takes its shape from a person's memories. Why would it become this high school?
I had picked up on that incongruity as well. Putting aside that Inaba was chosen as the escape destination, why was a specific school so carefully recreated? I also have my doubts about Labrys' power. Strictly speaking, it doesn't rob one's sanity. What her power really does is cloud one's senses with illusions. I'm not sure that would have been enough to control those hijackers so completely.
Hey, Labrys.
Akihiko-san calls out to Labrys again. Ethan, he puts his hand on her shoulder, he twitches,
Hey,
she
what's the
twitches. Labrys abruptly leaps backwards. Everyone is baffled to see her white body fly over their heads.
Stay back, everyone.
Haki-san is the first to realize the danger and yells to warn the others.
Sister?
Labrys stands there emotionally, slowly. Her right hand reaches for the battle axe on her back. Tension fills the air.
Why?
The blade of the axe pointed towards me. I do not comprehend. What's going on? As I stand there confused, Labrys lowers her stance, ready herself for battle. I open my mouth to try to persuade her, but I can't. There's no time. Labrys now has the use of her persona. She will be stronger than before. If I don't focus on counterattacking, I will lose. I clench my jaw and hold the despair strength overwhelming me to do. I must concentrate on the problem at hand. Is there going to be a Shadow Aigis? What's Shadow Aigis gonna say to Aigis? Labrys falls to the ground with a thud. I try to run to her, but I stop when I hear an unearthly voice.
Succeeded in repulsing it yet again. Very unexpected.
Alright, there is a Shadow Aigis. Everyone takes his defensive stance and looks around.
What is this? I'm not getting a good feeling about this.
It's certainly an ominous presence. That voice.
Is that my voice?
Yes, it is. Before I can react, unnatural looking shadow, a clump of darkness, thick as a pool of blood, forms next to Labrys. Our true enemy rises from the sludge. It's a sight I will never forget.
No. Aigis-san's shadow? To think you'd fight back this fiercely. No wonder you once drove back a god. Yes, I want them even more now.
Want them? What does that mean?
Yusuke lashes out the enemy, but he ignores him and continues attack.
Sadly, it seems things won't be going according to plan this time. But I'll make use of what tools I have to the very end. This is my last chance. No, more like a marvelous entertainment.
Entertainment?
Instead of answering, he raises his right hand over Labrys.
Stand my
Labrys stands being pulled by strings.
Controlling her?
sister.
She doesn't answer. Her face is blank. Her shoulders hang unnaturally. She's every inch is puppet. Confused, I took a look at the enemy. I look at the enemy. Is that my shadow? Looks like me, but his voice, his power, there's also different from mine. But before I can come to a conclusion, the enemy uses Labrys to make his next move.
This form is exhausted from constant battle and will be useless as an asset. But unless you destroy it, it will keep rising up and attacking you all. What will you do?
Which the battle axe in hand, Labrys dashes towards without warning. Her attacks are much more forceful than in the last battle. Even with all my strengths, I'm pushed back.
Oh crap! If this keeps up...
Let's do this! Takenika!
Wait! Don't interfere!
What?
Please!
I clench my teeth. Labrys is under that thing's control and ignoring her own limits. And she's already damaged and exhausted from the previous battle. If we all attack, we might be able to contain her, but she would be destroyed in the process.
May you suffer and curse your fate. Relinquish your personas.
Relinquish?
Personas and shadows are one and the same. If I poison your hearts, I can recruit shadows with unparalleled strength.
Wait, what? You mean turn our personas back to shadows?
The heart is frail. Its weaknesses are never fully vanquished. Given the opportunity, it can betray you and return to darkness. Old wounds that you thought you had overcome, opened once again. You almost let go of your hearts, your personas. This one's desire to make people suffer was perfectly suited for such a plan.
Plan?
You caused all this to gather strong shadows?
Bastard. Who are you?
You had best hurry and decide. Who will be destroyed? This shell, or the lot of you?
Labrys flies through the air again, unleash full force attack. I'm forced to one knee if she attacks me again. But just when I'm sure it's over, something happens.
Sorry, but this show is over.
Out of the corner of my eye, I see Mitsuru stand straight up. Suddenly, the menacing aura surrounding Labrys dissipate like magic.
What?
For the first time, the enemy seems shocked. Freed from the spell, Labrys falls to the ground.
Sister!
I ran to her and cradle her in my arms. What was that? Mitsuru smiles defiantly and glares up at the sky.
You made it in the nick of time. You saved us, Yamagishi.
An answering voice echoing in my head. That soft, extremely reassuring voice.
Are you all okay? Fuka-san?
Fuka Yamagishi. She is a fellow ally who helped us overcome the challenges we faced in the past. I cannot help but smile when surprised by joy.
So you had a third assistant.
Ooh, what a soothing voice! My teddy senses are telling me that this is a real cutie pie!
Is this like Risi-chan's persona? Wait, where is she?
This feeling. What the?
Risi opens her eyes and look up.
It's not coming from in here. Whoever it is out there.
Seriously? She can use hers in the real world? That's amazing.
Even before I ask, Fuka-san tells me, like, that raises a question. Like, all of the Persona 3 cast can use their persona inside the TV. Like, if the Persona 4 cast had evokers, can they use their persona in the real world too? Before I can ask, Fuka-san tells me what I want to know.
The enemy is just mimicking your appearance. It's not actually a part of you.
They should, right? Yeah.
Very impressive to guess correctly from such a long distance away.
Mitsuru-san stares at the enemy in shock. We hear Fuka's words as she's speaking, but technically there's no sound. She's transmitting her voice directly into people's mind. Other people shouldn't hear nothing. Yet the enemy responding to her. I raise my guard in spite of myself. There's no fear in me. My doubts about the enemy, my hesitations are gone. My heart starts to burn. What is this? I've never felt this heated emotion running through my body before.
You must be the one behind all this. You stole Labrys and threw her into a TV. You were after Persona users from the start. That's why you chose this school and tampered with Labrys' memories. And you just demonstrated how you controlled those hijackers.
So this must be the real puppet master.
Then, that voice who tried to dissuade me back in that classroom.
You're quite slow for a machine. Can't you tell by looking at me who that was?
So that wasn't something my heart felt, just a malicious whisper. Fighting my heart is stoking higher and make a fist without realizing it. I thought that the entire incident was unfortunately an event caused by my sister's suffering, but her pain was all orchestrated by someone. This isn't her tragedy. Someone saw to it that this would happen, and not just to Labrys. Whoever tried to manipulate the pains in my heart too, by posing as my shadow. The top of it, the corporate poses everyone here to make them trust each other, reopen their old wounds. This was an all-evil plan. I'm not human, but because of that, I hold my heart and bound to others to be sacred. They saved me, they keep me from going now, and yet tested those bonds and used their anguish for their own purpose. Our hearts were nothing but tools to it, tools to hurt others. I see, I get it now. Dude, how long is this dialogue gonna go for? God. Rolling violent surge of emotion, shaking rapid sensation. Yeah, you're angry, we got it, alright? Describes a single word, this is fury.
Are you angry? Alright, I'll play along. The show must go on, right? You've gone too far.
Jesus Christ. Like Persona, the run-on sentence game.